Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting in terms of viewership. When I was recording the old videos, I was on an older computer, which wasn't able to run this very well. Right now, as you can see, it looks like we are pretty well off, and we can actually do this in much crispier, not 5 FPS crusty crap. Anyways, today we were going to watch Chovy once again, but now we got Chovy's Sylas versus a random, I believe, challenger elo Zoe. Let's go ahead and get right into that. I have no idea how this game is going to go, but based on the title, I assume Chovy's going to mash this girl. So opening up here, it looks like we're just doing a bit of typing. I assume he's going to let himself get shoved in because he can't do a ton to Zoe level 1. So for the most part, he's going to sit back and make sure he doesn't get poked out. He's also looking around the map. Very important habit for us to get into. He's in just to get the 2 CS, and then he just backs off. Very classic stuff. Gets rid of the E so he can get his next E back up in a moment. And something really important to note here is you don't really see this guy taking any free damage. Like, this damage was taken just to get these 2 CS that we saw there. It's very important that we don't take free... Well, that was free. But for the most part, it's very important to not take free damage. We want to avoid it like the plague. And yeah, it's okay. So now he's just going to try to get it under turret. And he's just CSing masterfully for the most part because he's the best mid laner in the world. And we're just going to keep carefully and relaxingly doing what we can here. So not too much going on still. Manager back here. Manager back here. Make sure to check on the boy. Might not even be a manager, might be a sub. I'm not quite aware. But he's seems to be laser beaming right into his vision. Alright. So we're pretty much going to continuously do this until we get to a breakpoint where we can actually do something to the Zoe. And that should happen later on, probably around level 6. Potentially we could do something. Although right now it's not impossible. And Zoe looks like she's roaming, so he actually is going to likely shove in and take this time for a recall. I would say the Zoe probably shouldn't do this because this is just really free and he was already quite ahead. He's going to try to look for the collapse. It's not going anywhere. He's going to shove one more wave in, I can assume. Yeah. So really important note here is just to notice that he didn't actually try to force and help his team. I know for me and many other players especially, we feel a large want to be in the fight and in the fray of things and trying to assist our team in general. But overall, that wave is worth about 170 CS or gold. If your team actually just backs, which is the best idea, then you're good. You get to go back, you get to spend the gold, you get to come back, you get to do everything, and everything is so much better for you because then you got through some of the early crap. Oh, we got a TP play going in. Ooh, that was a crispy TP play. Doesn't even have to waste any time, he just gets to run right back. Oh. He's looking for it. Alright. They are just asking to give it to him. Oh. Really important there also. He had the map awareness because he started getting all the way over here and then he checked back over to see they were refighting because he saw the icons colliding. So he just comes right back, gets 2 more, and makes all of that worth his time. The Alistar holds his lane. He probably won't get this too often in the lower elo games. It's okay. We love you, Alistar, though. You were a good man. Anyways, I forgot what I was going on about just a second ago. Oh yeah, the gold. Uh so essentially roaming after stuff when you're not sure if you're going to succeed is generally never worth it. Is a very common mistake that I and many other players still make. But it's really worth noting that the XP, the lane state, the gold that you're missing, and everything, it starts to get this much more equaled out, and you actually get a free lead if your team decides not to fight. So in the lower elos, you should be backpicking your team the whole time. Tell them no, back. And even if it's annoying and they get angry with you, I really don't care. You just tell it to them. If you believe this works better, you can give them the dangers. Danger. You know, it's just going to be substantially better for you guys. Anyways, we're back to this, and he's actually gotten to the breakpoint most likely earlier than he was supposed to with all that gold. With Lost Chapter, he probably could take fights, but it's going to be a tad annoying at times because Zoe just bubbles him if she's good. So likely he's going to be looking to interact with the opposing jungler and try to mess with him, or just roam to bot because he can now outshove the Zoe. I believe he can outshove Zoe. Yeah, you see he's not actually going to take engages, and Zoe will not throw the bubble unless she believes she can hit it for sure. Because if Zoe throws bubble, and it's important for all matchups, so, see, that was guaranteed. That was a guaranteed bubble. But I'll go on this a little more in a second. Yeah, actually, I will rewind and explain exactly what I was going for. So, as I was stating, Zoe will not throw E. No E until she is 100% to hit it. She will not throw E because Sylas can then go on her and kill her or chunk her for a substantial amount of her HP. So a missed E is really, really detrimental, and that's why you don't see her even try to throw it here in the clip or throw it anywhere else, because the CC is so important in terms of this fight. What this is important to say is, in your own games, when you're against a champion with such an important ability, like the CC here, or maybe like Annie Stun, when Annie Stun isn't able to be up, or multiple champions that are like this, you want to go in on them when they've wasted their massive spell on you, because let's be honest, they're going to try to hit you with it. They're going to try to think they're really good and try to hit you, and they're going to miss like 50% of the time. And on these 50% of the times, you have to punish. Because the problem in lower elo is we just handshake. This will not... She will throw something, or someone's going to throw a spell at you. You're going to do nothing about it. You're just going to back up and dodge it. And we're going to be hunky-dory doing nothing in the middle of the lane. So it's really important, as you see here, that even after she gets the good trade on him, that he will actually go back in on her to even the trade out instead of taking a 100% loss on this trade. Like, sure, this is going to happen. Then he's going to hit her. He gets that. He hits her some more. And he gets something out of it. But in most lower elo games, even if this trade isn't perfect, which we could argue, I'm not here to argue this at the moment, the important concept to note here is we don't give something for nothing. Like, she took 50% of its HP, let's just say. So we at least took 30 back. But in most games, you're just too panicked to leave. You're too panicked to get back here and not even trade back. So instead it becomes 50 for 0. And 50 for 0 is just unacceptable. You've then given up complete control of the lane. And potentially this gank wouldn't work out, or potentially ganks in your game won't work out because she won't be low enough. Alright, sorry. Tangent over. But pretty important tangent, I would say. He's coming back. That's unfortunate. Oh! Oh no, she got 6 off that too. That's so unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. He's a little slow too. It's unfortunate. I probably just did not look in that brief small second window when the Kindred came over to look. Pretty not great mistake out of his part. But let's go ahead and fast forward to where he gets back into lane. Yeah. So he's going to be about tier 2 turrets. And the creeps are going to bunch up. This is fine. Not an ideal fight there. He kind of messed up. But it's going to happen even to the best of us. He didn't get the auto in either. It's unfortunate. This ward's pretty funny. Sometimes people will enjoy putting this ward down just to eat the warding trinket because they want to be able to roam. By doing so, he could shove in later, and she will not have vision and get to know where he is. So some people really like this ward because you always can see which way the player is going. And that's exactly why we have this. We're going to look over for another fight here. He gets the Recon ult. Really good ult overall, but sadly it didn't do too much, but it's going to get enough here. We're going to get the Zoe. I don't think we're going to get Recon, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, it's a closer fight than I'm thinking. Oh, he's probably going to go for it. And he could probably get it. Oh. Okay. Really calm, cool, and collected team fight. It's really, really nice gameplay in that sense. And he's just going to chunk down this turret. In many cases, doing turret stuff like this can be not as good, but he's getting all the plates for free, and he's got nowhere else to really be. As I say that, he actually notices the Kindred, or no, that's not what he's doing. I thought he was taking Raptors for a second, but no. He's just getting B and getting his item. By taking those 2 plates also, he waited to take exactly 2 plates for the 300-ish gold. And by doing so, he could get exactly his first item, which is also important to note. So it's really important to note he actually planned his back according to his gold. And he planned all of his moves according to the gold. Even passively probably in his mind just to make sure he gets his first item. So he's just going to shove back in. We're going to handshake quite a bit here and look for roams, most likely. But he's pretty content going even with the ranged champion here. Pretty important note that sometimes it's just okay to go even against a more difficult matchup. Because at some point you should find the breakpoint, and if they're messing up, then you can actually do something to them. Ooh, that was fancy. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and shove mid right back in. Yep. And yeah, you can see now he's actually looking for these E's. Maybe that was just a fluke, and maybe I'm wrong, but I believe he believes he could fight now. And I would be very inclined to agree. Oh, she wasted her. He's going to look for it right now. Maybe. Okay. So, a very important note in this case to note. He was somewhat looking for it, but he also realizes that the Kindred is here. So to just go on this while the Kindred could just hop over the wall and chunk the crap out of him probably wouldn't be worth, especially when we can see and he can likely tell that this team fight is coming about. It is important to note. I, in the moment, did not note that until I looked over at the map and thought about it again. I apologize for that. But this is why my VOD reviews are not for anything more than mostly lower elo. And he's going to get the pick here. He's going to get Zoe's R. That's an interesting pick. It's probably okay. He's going to go over the wall and look for... Oh! This works this way? Look at this surprise Pikachu face on him. Look at this face. We go, yes, what have I done? He literally just goes, what have I done? That was so bad. Oh, that's funny. He might get his back denied twice. Oh, just in time. That was really greedy of him. He was so tilted. That back was so greedy. It's pretty funny. All right. We can get back into a more serious mode. Sorry about that. All right. So he's gonna just go back and shove again. Very common stuff. Really important to note that he's shoving like this and he's still keeping up the CS number. Oh. So we really wanted that. The Recon would have messed him up after. It still might be too much for him to get out. Oh! Alright, well, I don't know Sylas damage, that's for sure. Let me see this again. So, Zoe misses bubble. Very bad. If Zoe didn't throw bubble and miss, she probably could have walked like this and bubbled him here. So, she actually made an error, I believe. She could also Everfrost him right after because of that. And instead, her Kindred is going to pay that price. Wow, that champion is, he big. Alrighty, he's looking for even more. He's gonna take the Recon ult and really get him up. Oof. There's just no respect going on over here. He's gonna just, yeah. Passive's gonna knock 2. He's gonna collect this last plate. Throws the Q out to get the passive, and yep. Look how smooth Recon looks on fucking on 10 ping. It's so nice to see such smooth animations overall. Just yep. Just gets all of it. He's gonna shove another wave in. The team's doing pretty well. It's 9-17 in kills. They're getting all the turrets. Well, as I say that, you know, I got extra curse every time I say something else happens apparently, but she just decides that she wants to suicide for this turret, and then she decides she doesn't want to suicide for this turret. Just pretty bad mistake, I would say, most likely. But it's going to happen in any level of solo queue. So I assume he's going to look for this, look for over here for a dragon fight or match the Kaisa so he can take this turret. These are my assumptions on what's going to happen here. He's going to go ahead and find the Recon for some reason, who is warding, I guess. What was the Recon doing? Let's go back for just a second. So, does Recon just randomly pop over the wall? He just pops over the wall. What? I'm surprised his team isn't even going to give him one of these, you know? I'm surprised. Alright, let's keep going. I don't understand that one. This team might be, actually. We can't see their perspective from this. That's the only use for regular VODs. Gotta see the other team's tilt pings. Alright. It's alright. So, he had wanted... This is also an important note for just you guys in lower ELO as well, and for people in my ELO. He comes here, he gets the blue, he wants to push this lane. This is what he intended to do. That's why he headed down here and pushed it right after. The Xayah, for whatever reason, decided to come bot lane, which is not her priority anymore. She needs to get farmed safely. The safest place to get farmed now is here because she has this turret. And because this turret is still up, that is a shorter lane versus she can get the farm right here. She has access to the rest of the map with her support. And her support generally wants to stay with her. For the most part, these two lanes are actually pretty safe equally to get stuff. However, the Sylas wants to be able to be in a side lane to shove. He's also just substantially stronger. So leaving him solo makes the most sense versus leaving him into the mid lane because of all of this. Because anyone that matches in bot is going to get massacred. And additionally, Xayah could also probably go do the Rift Herald with like Udyr or something. Like, all of these things are worth noting. But instead, the Xayah just passively and just likely doesn't even think about it, heads straight to bot lane and takes it anyways. I would be very inclined to believe this is incorrect as a mid lane main, but perhaps I'm missing something in terms of the ADC side. But it doesn't matter. Chovy's just going to find the jungler anyways, kill another one, and he is just decimating them. And all this happens because he looked for really good roams. He's still looking for it. Pretty much all of this has been happening due to really good roam management and wave management. And now he's just reaping all the rewards of it. He's going to look for this. Yep. Oh, so smooth. Really good. Really good gameplay right there. So it's really important to note that you can win the game through roaming, as you have seen here. You can win the lane through your own lane, which happens much more in lower ELOs, because the Zoe or your opponent is going to be doing things that don't make any sense. Like, it happens all the time. So you can go through that route, and in many cases you can get it. Or you can win through your lane management as well, but that's still winning for your lane, so what am I talking about, you know? And that's going to happen even more frequently because people don't know what they're supposed to do with their waves. And then you can win also through roaming and all this other stuff, which is what Chovy has done this game. And generally, as in this matchup with the Sylas, you can want to do that. Not to mention Sylas' R is just a huge roaming tool in the sense of you just take the big CC ability in bot or top and just throw it at him, you know? Just really, really annoying to be against. And he's just going to keep looking around. And as you see, he's going around, but he's also just taking all the creeps that he finds up. He takes this now, he takes that, he takes all this. He's going to not miss another wave, he shoves this in. So the entire time while he does this, even though he's doing this, he's not missing anything. He's grown this number per minute, not lost anything. It's just getting bigger. So many times when you watch people roaming, you're just going to see them roam. So many times you'll see people roam, like they just roam here and they'll just sit in a bush. Like, this is more for bot side or top side, but they'll just sit in the bush and wait for like 2 minutes. Maybe even 1 minute. Get 0 XP, 0 gold, and just do nothing. This is so bad. Because just as we stated earlier, this is bad because you're not getting any of this. And we stated this for why the roam might be incorrect. Because when you're doing this, you're investing a very good portion of time in the game in doing action that will get your team ahead. If you want to get your team ahead, then you can make the play, but you have to be really sure it's going to work. It shouldn't be a coin flip. A coin flip is just bad when you have a 100% in your lane. The Zoe was ahead, doesn't want Sylas to back because he was low. He wasn't even this low, he's like this low, but it doesn't matter. Zoe's like full HP, so she doesn't want him to back. Not at all. And sure, they get the kills there, but Sylas got to be in the game. Versus the Sylas being denied gets equaled out by the kills also, which they might have even been able to win without the Zoe, but who knows. Anyways, the tangent really is be very time efficient and make sure you always are getting something while you roam. Because all his roams, while a slight waste of time, aren't really a waste of time because he's actually taking things constantly. He's going to take these wolves later too, I'm sure. If not right now. Yeah, he's going to take them right now. So it's just really, really important to note that he doesn't want to waste time ever. He's going to look for this Kindred, isn't he? I could feel it. Oh my god. Takes for consult. And he sees another wave, so he's considering it, but he wants to take the crump if it's up, and it is up. Just pure decimation in this sense. So he's going to look mid again in a second, but he's going to take the 2 waves. again, really worth noting. Keep taking the waves. Keep making sure you're getting the gold. We're playing this game for XP and we're playing it for gold in the end. So make sure those are very high objectives. We're going to get the split bot that's working out, and he's going to TP in. Yep, he TP's right on in, gets the turret, and goes in. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Wait, we gotta see the zoop again. Hold up. We gotta see the zoom again. Let's go. I'm ready. So he backs, TPs, Khan comes in. We're having a little fight here. He takes the ult. Woohoo! Flashes in. Gets them all, basically. Or hits them all up with the ult, I should say. Not gets them all, because that insinuates a kill. He completely breaks open the base by doing so. And he looks like he's having a lot of fun. Or at least the champion looks like it's having a lot of fun when he does that. My god. Oh, that's an FF. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh my god. Alright. Let's go ahead and recap a little bit on what we discussed here. So generally in range versus melee, range will beat melee. It's pretty obvious. They have range, you do not. So you play generally as melee to survive, first and foremost, and punish. This is very important. We play to survive and punish because we can't do anything early until we get what I was calling a break point, or a point where we can actually do something. Additionally, the range character in this case needs to hold, or basically anyone in general needs to hold their big CC to deny the character that has situations only where they can do something. When the CC is down, melee goes in. Melee can go in because it has a way of getting in Sylas's case, and tries to get something. In different examples, maybe you have like Garen versus, I don't know, Syndra? Let's just say Syndra. And for whatever reason, Syndra froze her E for whatever reason. And it's on cooldown. And she's out of position, so Garen just Qs, runs, hits her, spins, and does all his stuff. And Syndra is sad. Because she used her E. For no good reason. If you look for this, really important note, if you look for people who to use their CC, you're going to do substantially better. These people, in general, will just throw their spells out because they're trying to kill you, because they're trying to look cool, because they want to feel good about themselves, because they treat it like a fighting game. But if you're here, this isn't a fighting game. This is a resource management game, you could argue. You could argue this is a game about a lot of other things that are not fighting. And of course, fighting is a component. That's part of what makes this fun. It's such a hush-posh of so many things. That makes it so fun. It's strategy. It's real-time strategy. It's fighting. And the strategy elements also are just so diverse on top of that, because you have so many different ways, from lane to roaming to just all these other ways of just creating leads and creating advantages for your team. And all the characters are so cool and everything else. But in the end, it's a game about generating more XP and more gold than your opposition. If we have more XP and gold, we take the turrets, we take the objectives, and eventually we win. And we're happy. We're really happy. Like, look at that guy. He's happy. Like, I know I'm doing this live, and I could probably come up with quite a few better ways of explaining what this game is like. But that's just what's important in the end. So be sure to be thinking, how do I get more gold, and how do I get more XP than everyone else? And if you do this, you're going to win. It's not about how do I win the fight. It's not about how do I win this fight. Because guess what? How do you win this fight? You hit them with your money. Because, you know, the rich get richer, right? They could just use their money to make more money. So why would I not get money to hit them with my money bag and make them sad, make them cry, make everything impossible for them because I'm so much bigger than them? Alright. I believe those were most of the notes that's important in this game, from what I could tell. Make sure to do stuff with the CC when there's big CCs down. Look for trades in that sense. Look for the breakpoints. You can win through lane or roaming, whatever suits the game. In this case, it was much more roaming because he couldn't do much because the Zoe is high elo and the Zoe knows to actually hold the CC for the most part most of the game and knows to harass him down in his HP bar and resources. I believe this is everything. Thinking real quick. Let's be sure to... I need to also, once again, thank everyone for all the support I've been getting in these videos. Like, the last few videos were so choppy, like 5 FPS, could barely see anything, and some people actually watched more than, like, 2 minutes and put up with it for me. Like, the videos actually have really good views, all things considered, considering the 5 FPS, you know? I really appreciate you guys for this. Like, oh my god. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to get a new computer. It's been a long time. Ended up getting a new computer, so this gameplay should not be so choppy. This gameplay should really be able to be watchable. Hopefully my commentary has been insightful. If you feel you've gotten any value out of this gameplay, please leave me a like, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'm really just here for the people. I want to help you guys climb. I want to help you guys get to gold plus, you know, whatever you feel you guys really want to achieve. I can help suggest people for you guys to go to if you outgrow my level of knowledge and or equal it and then need new people to really improve. Just genuinely thank you everyone for everything. And thank you this guy. Ooh, I love chess, by the way. Thank you Lord66 for always uploading these videos. This guy's great. So yeah, it definitely wasn't his fault that the games were completely low quality before. It was all on me. But now, once again, thank you so much. I will talk to you guys later.